first producing distance. The producing maker saying stand and deliver for the wire of all the scene or I'm a shirting gonna do Ramadan. Sing it out. Back for my daddy-o, back for my daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Well, I counted all this money and it made a pretty penny. Put it in my pocket and I took it on to Kenny. Signed and swore, but she never wanted to see me. And the devil said those women for you know they can't be easy. You're stirring up a new Ramadan. Right for my daddy-o, right for my daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar.
How do you feel about the foot bit today? Steady, just steady, just steady, just steady. Just steady, just steady.
So my name is Fiona, I'm from the Revolutionary Communist Party and I'm here to show solidarity with Kneecap, this outrageous terror charge that's being posed against Liam. And I'm here to say who the real terrorist is, which is Keir Starmer and the whole of the British government, which is arming a genocide in Gaza. Yeah, I mean, so, you know, there's been the use of a terrorism charge posed against Liam. Obviously, we hope to see those charges cleared. I mean, I have no trust and no faith in the British court system, which represents the British state, which historically has committed many, many crimes against those who've used their platform to speak out against what they see that's taking place. Obviously, they've done the same thing to Bob Dylan as well. And then we just saw recently, they said that they might try and charge Sally Rooney. The British state are using the terror charge to try and scare people, to try and contain the whole of the movement. But I think the fact that they're having to use it so much shows that it's not working, right? There are so many people who are willing to continue to speak out and organise. Obviously, there's maybe 1,000 or more people here today. I think it's a sign of weakness from the British state and the British government. And every attack they make will cause a backlash, especially this outrageous, scandalous use of the terror charge. I think if the ruling goes in our favour and Liam is freed, that will be a boost of confidence for the whole movement, and we can continue to go on the offensive. But I think if it does come out with an actual prosecution, I think it will cause a lot of anger. So I think either way, the British state, the British government, and Keir Starmer, they're going to lose, because no matter what happens, who they are and what they represent has been exposed.
To the shameful British state, history will not record you as the guardians of order. History will record you as accomplices to genocide, and it will record the ones who stood, who spoke as the witnesses for the prosecution. So I say, from the streets of London to the skies over Gaza, we stand in solidarity with the resistance. Free Chara, free Palestine.
Shoes of their slain comrades and to document what we're witnessing, but it is beyond dire. The situation is beyond urgent. It is a genocide, and we must not become numb to this. For those who don't know me, my name is Frank McGuinness. I come from Britain's oldest colony. I was born in Dublin and grew up in the occupied north of Ireland. I'm here to suggest three things. The first is that the British Empire, or the so-called United Kingdom, is in a crisis. The crisis is this state, because this state is backing the genocide. The Brits are at it again. They are once more enacting a genocide. The second thing I am here to suggest is that the Palestinian people have a right to use armed force to resist the apartheid state. We must all loudly proclaim our support for the Palestinian right to use armed force in self-defense against the genocidal fascist regime. And the third thing I'm here to suggest is that we are all anti-Zionists now. There is no space for anyone to continue identifying with that fascist ideology. We must say it loud and clear. Zionism is fascism. We are all anti-fascist. We are all anti-Zionist.
For all of these years, we fought you without fear, and we'll fight you for eternity and more. Well, if you stay, Iron soldiers, if you stay, you'll never ever beat us, no way. Cause the blood of our martyrs feeds our anti-fathers. So take a tip and fuck home before you're slain. Soldiers, go on home. Everybody! Have you got no fucking homes of your own? Firewood, California.
Keep talking about Palestine, keep calling it a genocide, and that's the real story, and this is just another distraction. Free, free!
So my name's Verlaine, and I thought it was important to come today because I think that the way that the Terrorism Act is being used is absolutely disgusting. It is a distraction from the real issue, which is what's happening in Gaza. I hope that the outcome of all of this is that the charges are dropped. I think that that is the right thing to do. And I hope that the focus will then be able to shift back to condemning Israel for what they are doing in Gaza. Free Chara, free Palestine.
Of course, yeah. So my name's Gareth Freiheit. Well, Freiheit's my stage name, but it's the German word for freedom. My parents started the St. Patrick's Day Parade in Munich at Freiheit Square. You know, I was kind of raised with very specific sort of beliefs about being yourself and speaking truth to power. I guess the reason why we're here is because we're musicians and we're also Irish people, right? So there's a couple of things at stake. So obviously musicians are being censored. They're being charged with terrorism for talking about a genocide that's happening in Palestine right now, specifically in Gaza. Also, Irish people are very aware of the effects of colonialism. They're very, the wounds are still raw for us, and obviously the wounds are open right now for the Palestinian people. We know their struggle. We obviously sympathise very much with them, and it's a no-brainer. That's why we're going to always stand with Palestine. The project of Israel is a project created by the British in the same mould of how they colonised Ireland. So yeah, we just see, you know, as Mark Twain said, history doesn't always repeat itself, but it often rhymes. You know. Well, first of all, it makes me sad. My father moved to London in the 1970s at a time when anti-Irish discrimination was rife, anti-Irish sentiment was rife, and he was working for TfL at the time. And he experienced a lot of hatred, and it's just sad that it's kind of happening again. Except the only difference now is that public support is on the side of Palestinians and Irish people. We're seeing this two-tiered sort of world where the establishment is very blatantly just looking after its own interests, despite the democratic will of the people leaning towards free Palestine. Well, I want the judge to throw it out for the hokum that it is. Yes, I said hokum. And because it's a load of hogwash, you know. And sorry, I know I might seem like I'm being facetious, but like what I mean is, like, I hope that the judge sees this for the farce that it is and just throws it out. It has no basis, no legal basis. This Prescribed Organisation Act, they haven't charged anyone in the 5 years since it was 2021, maybe 4 years since it was created. And now, they've very clearly just dug up some dirt on Chara based off of some unflattering things he said about the British war machine and his profiteering of bombs being dropped on Gaza. Now, final message is, don't be afraid to be a dissenting voice. Don't be afraid to protest. The people in power are not always the good guys. They get it wrong. They have vested interests. They have mansions. They have kids in private schools and Range Rovers with expensive loans that they need to pay for. They will grease the wheels no matter what. They don't care about. Democracy is in a bit of a bad state right now. Let's just put it that way. So don't be afraid to raise your voice. That's my message. Thank you.